TWM Podcast.
Hello, I am Matty Deller and welcome to the Wrestling World Report, looking at the big wide world of professional wrestling, from its armories to its dome. If you're a fan of the British style of wrestling, Babyface app is the place to be. We work alongside them, provide some excellent written content for you to enjoy. It's available on the Apple and Google Play Store. You can also check them out at turnbabyface.com. But this podcast would not exist, god damn it, if it wasn't for the We Love Sport app. They are powering TWM Podcast. It's a fantastic app that helps you find your nearest sports bars, showcasing the latest WWE pay-per-views. Over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips, and you can book front row seats so you don't miss a single slam, touchdown, or takedown. Available on Apple and Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK, and check out welovesport.co for further information. You can also go and get your swag in monthly crated form, courtesy of WrestleCrate. Use the code TWM Wrestling for a free autographed item when you sign up for a monthly box. That is the code TWM Wrestling, and get a free autographed item at WrestleCrate.co.uk. Helping me report all those wrestlings from around them worlds is my friend and yours, Mr. Mike Mears. Hello there.
I'm offended you think I'm going to help you, or this week I'm just going to hinder.
Okay. You're going to hinder by... You're going to run interference. You're going to throw some fireballs and some powder into my eyes and other wrestling stereotypes. We are having to record this on a Tuesday because we are not here on a Wednesday, because we will be at the Attack Pro Show in London town. That does mean we'll be covering MLW, but we cannot cover NWA as we have not mastered the abilities of time travel yet. So,
also known as the daily routine of the question mark.
Yes, we have not managed to get to Monrovia to ask him how to do time travel. So, alas, we will have no NWA review, but we will catch up next week. Do not worry. But we've still got some Fusion to watch, so let's get into that. MLW starts off with a recap of Contra burning the face of Teddy Hart and the issues between them and the Hart Foundation. And they don't mess around this week. Straight into some Alicia Atout as she is live backstage with Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Brian Pillman. Smith says, gosh, there's a big mouth and a mouth that needs fish hooking, and he shows us what fish hooking is, and it wasn't weird at all. He said the only way to lose tonight's match was to tap out, pass out, or get knocked out, and Smith wanted Gotch to pick his own execution. I don't know about you, I don't know why, but why is Davey Boy Smith hilarious when he's trying to be serious?
Because his dad was. Really?
But his dad at least looks like
the family.
I think it might be like the fact that he's got like really bright blue eyes and really long eyelashes. So it's like a cartoon. It's like a cartoon dog's trying to be serious.
I think it might be a Canadian thing where like they just are friendly, full stop, even when they're angry.
Yeah, it's like what when we watched Giselle Shaw this past week. Like she's kicking people in the face. I'm like, why are you not apologising? You are Canadian.
Is she? She's Canadian.
This is a rumour I've heard.
Oh, fucking hell. Right. Meltzer. God.
Yeah, Maeve Deltzer. We open up with the no ropes, no holds barred submission or knockout match where Davey Boy Smith Jr. batters Simon Gotch. I will say, as much as I just poked fun at Davey Boy Smith Jr., his all-white robe, when he comes in, is badass. I'm pretty sure, did Minoru Suzuki used to have one of them back in the Pancrase days? Like the all-white robe. Yeah, and I just got major vibes from that. Scraps. Everybody to open. Davey Boy Smith works the arm. Gotch uses his knees. But Davey Boy Smith does more graps. The comms randomly cuts out for like 30 seconds and we hear generic crowd noise. Then the forearms bring it back in. Gotch goes for the arms. Samael pulls Gotch out of the ring on a submission, but he does fuck all, so I don't know why he did it. Gotch works the ankle of Davey Boy Smith. Gotch tries an ankle lock, but Davey Boy Smith fights out and then just hits about 46 back suplexes, forearm punt, and then another 2 belly to back suplexes for the win. This was good for what it was.
Yeah, it made Davey Boy look ridiculously strong, didn't it?
Yeah. I did like basically the same finish that he did at Bloodsport against Killer Cross, where he was just going, I'm going to knock you out by hitting back suplexes until you pass out. Which is a cool way to finish the match, to be fair. Because by the end of it, he's dead weight, so Simon Gotch is just taking head bumps. So it seems realistic.
Yeah, for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah. Lifestyles of the rich and dynastic. We see Alexander Hammerstone, Richard Holiday, and Gino Medina talking about Hammer's time in Japan. Hammer tells us he was such a huge star in Japan that he's got a sponsorship deal for these pop sodas for 10,000 yen. And then Hammer goes, that's basically like $10,000. And then Holiday goes, actually, it's about $91, 10,000 yen. But Hammer doesn't care because he just is interested in the cool way they pop open. And then, like a child with their mum, Medina struggles to open it. So Holiday goes, oh, for God's sake, give it here. And opens it for him like a good dad.
It's like it had a child-safe cap on it, isn't it?
Yeah. Holiday said he'll get his lawyer/father to write up the paperwork to get them on sale in the US so the Dynasty can make some money. We then saw all the stuff in the barbed wire match last week between Mance Warner and Jimmy Havoc. We then heard from Warner, covered in blood, and he said he finished Havoc and he's going to hit the pay window. There he is, right there. He's just dropping me a message. Let me know he's got to the pay window.
He's letting you know to be at the right window for him.
Yeah, he's like, this is the right pay window? I'm like, yes it is, Mance, yes it is. Sorry, my phone went off. He get his light beers and he gets some gold and he looks like he's going to go for the open weight title. So we can get Mance against the Dynasty, so I'm all for that because I imagine that'll be hilarious.
Of course it will. Can you imagine the interaction between him and Richard Holiday? And him and Hammerstone.
Him and Hammerstone will be brilliant because it's going to be the two greatest minds in MLW finally locking horns.
Yeah, they're like the opposite ends of the spectrum of that greatness.
We get an ad for Team Filthy, and then we get Filthy does Dallas.
The way it should be.
This was ridiculous, but so funny at the same. I love the fact that we had the full-on Dallas-style intro at the start.
Well, yeah, of course.
With the music. Oh, brilliant. And then Lawler and Dominic Garrini are in Dallas becoming cowboys. Meanwhile, Garini's walking around in a full gi barefoot around Dallas. So, implying that he just constantly is in his karate gear at all times.
That's commitment to his art, that is.
Yeah, and they buy cowboy boots and belt buckles that Garini goes, oh, wow, we could put these on our jiu-jitsu belts.
But didn't they look fantastic?
They did. And I just wrote down, I love Lawler and his son.
This was so fantastic levels of comedy.
Yeah, I can't believe that, like, if Dominic... Are we finding out that Dominic Garini's funny?
Like, has so much character as well.
Yeah, considering I remember him in Evolve, and they were just like, you are a serious wrestler. Do the wrestles, please. And he's come in, and he's just, like, doing... You've got, like, a tough MMA guy and a tough jiu-jitsu guy doing these amazing comedy skits. I want to see Garini riding a horse. Come on.
Oh, we can only hope.
We then see Injustice... Reese's boys. John Oliver takes a mic and says that Dallas is Houston. And said it doesn't matter because they all look the same anyway with their cowboy hats and boots. And Kirby tells him he has no love for them or the trash-ass Cowboys. Oliver tried to get the fans to start a hot fire chant, but surprisingly, it didn't take off. We then go to Myron Reed over Drago for the middleweight title. This was a good match until the finish.
Yes, I agree. It was the only thing that really stood out to me.
Reed ducks a move, does a dance, but then quick wrestles, and Drago hits lightning kicks and a sweep. Drago hits a splash, but Drago is hurt because of the chest protector. Damn you, D'Lo Brown! Injustice run interference. They allow Myron Reed to retake control. Drago then yeets Reed and then yeets himself onto all of Injustice. They exchange forearms. Drago hits a powerbomb for a near fall. Justice interfere and get murdered. Cobra Brazil takes a horrible fall into the guardrail. John Oliver distraction. Brazil low blows Drago as he goes for a Rana. 450. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. A clear fuck up, but I will say at least the commentators and Injustice managed to successfully play it into a storyline, so it looked like it was part of the act.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Yeah.
Kind of looked terrible, though.
I imagine if they didn't play it in, they would have cut it out because it was so obvious you could clearly cut out that 3 count, that fucked up 2 count.
Yeah.
But they've just gone, oh no, we could. They've almost like accidentally fallen into. Oh no, this plays into the refs being against injustice, and you can be like, oh look, they've got a point. Like the refs are fucking up in their matches. So, like a happy accident, I think is the best way to describe it.
Definitely.
Alicia Atu is back again, and she's backstage with Low Key. When King Mo and Dan Lambert, who was like one of the best guys on the mic in Impact a few years ago, mocked him for training with was it the Gracies they said he trained with?
Yeah, Hodgie Gracie.
Yeah.
King Mo actually beat.
He knocked out one of the few people that King Mo beat in Bellator.
Yeah. But then again, Hodgie Gracie was a really good jiu-jitsu guy because he's a Gracie, but not great at anything else.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, I want to it's one of those. Everyone's like, "Oh, King Mo's great," and we've just gone back going, his MMA record is beyond terrible. Conjuring the propaganda video, and it was directed at Brian Pillman Jr. before his MLW title shot next week. Samuel says he's found his death squad and he's ready to take out the Heart Foundation. But then, horrible news. Somewhere in the faint distance, you can hear in Wales. A man by the name of Mike crying as Airwolf was attacked backstage by masked men. Why didn't he fly?
Bastards.
Why didn't he fly away? imagine if they breaking news: masked men tried to attack Airwolf, but he turned into a helicopter and flew away.
Now that would be some news for the control center to produce.
Seconds later, the commentary team said the attackers were from Contra Unit's Sentai Death Squad. Better than Senpai Death Squad, because that would just be weird people on Tumblr.
Does that mean like Mako Satomura sent them?
yeah, it was Millie and Charlie and what's her name? Dash Chizako came in and just fucked up Airwolf.
Now it all makes sense.
She's the higher power for or the Hauer power for both Contra and the Dark Order. Tom Lawler's on commentary. MJF calls everyone inbred and mocks the Von Erichs. And Tom, what I love about this is highlighted because I wrote down Tom Lawler approves. That doesn't mean that Tom Lawler went, I like what he's saying. Tom Lawler just went, Tom Lawler approves, and put his thumbs up to the camera. Oh, it was great. Marshall Von Erich defeated MJF by pinfall. This match was great, particularly for the rather aggressive Southern man that was constantly like marking out for this match the entire thing. The highlight was when MJF goes for a handshake and someone just goes, "Nah, don't trust him." You could hear it in the mic.
They crowd up completely, didn't they, for this match?
Oh, it was great. We get a mucho aggressive lock-up after Rich and Lawler get into a massive row because for some reason Rich Bikini's grown a set of balls and wants to argue with a former UFC fighter on commentary.
Yeah, it's so odd.
And then the ref throws out Dynasty. They get in and out and back into the room with that lock-up. The handshake happens. Marshall accepts like a fucking idiot. Gets kicked, but then he batters MJF and goes for the claw, but MJF bails. Marshall trents his hand. MJF works it into the turnbuckle and carries on working the hand of Von Erich. Marshall hits a drop kick and runs wild. MJF then draws the ref in front of him. Marshall twats him with his twats his hand on the turnbuckle, and MJF locks in an armbar, but Marshall gets the ropes. Tom Lawler then goes, "I am turned on." That's the noise Mike makes when he's turned on. And then you're disgusted. He goes, "My name is Filthy Tom Lawler. Why are you surprised by this?"
That was my favourite line.
Yeah, it was great. Marshall hits a moonsault for a near fall. Dynasty run interference. MJF does a roll up on the ropes, but the ref catches him. MJF is distracted with the ref, and then the Marshall claw gets the win. We then cut to a shot, high and tight, of Tom Lawler's face, which I could only describe. The look on his face was like he'd gambled on a fart and lost.
Like he'd lost 2 out of 3 falls.
onto his own anus. Lawler tries to cheer up Marshall, but he gets caught. Dynasty gets seen off as the Von Erich theme goes full New Jack, as a child does the claw pose to close the show. It was it was actually really, really fun. I think Tom Lawler was the MVP of this entire show.
Definitely.
He didn't even wrestle. He was hilarious the entire thing.
He is, though, I don't think he's really had the full chance to show that with MLW.
Yeah, like, he's really funny. Really funny, and Who would have thought that Dominic Garini's a tremendous comic foil?
I know.
The big news coming out of MLW off of Fusion is they've made a deal with Dragon Gate.
Yes. Yeah, the visas are being worked on as we speak. So, depending on how long they take to sort out, we can see Dragon Gate guys in there with AAA guys.
Oh, yeah.
Could be quite
And Noah guys as well.
Yep.
The
Noah deal is no more now because of the buyout with DDT.
I was wondering that. I was wondering whether
Which is
that...
kind of why this deal has come about.
Yeah, so we might not get Kiyomura or Kano in MLW, but we could get... what was the name of the guy that beat Pac for the belt? Ben K. That was it.
Yeah.
Ben K and maybe and some people from the Toramon thing. Just would like to let you know that indie wrestling show is brought to you in association with the Babyface app, available on the Google Store and the Apple Store. Now, what is the Babyface app? Well, if you're a British wrestling fan, it is the only thing that matters. Want to check out what the latest shows are in your area? The Babyface app can do that. Want to check out the win-loss record for your favourite wrestler at the moment? The Babyface app can do that. Do you want to bring back the glory that was the Origin Banter Edition? Sadly, Babyface haven't got that kind of sorted out yet. Imagine it's in the beta state, I can be assured. But if you want to check out any of their matches from Progress or anywhere else past, you can check it out at the Babyface app. Also, you can read loads of articles from loads of esteemed wrestling personnel, including ourselves, TWM. You can check out all of our BritWres articles in one easy place, and that is the Babyface app on the Google Play Store and Apple Store. This Sunday, Progress made a little bit of history as they went to not the land of my fathers, but the land of other people's fathers, particularly the Welsh people I know, like Mike and Kyle and that. Cardiff is the place I was talking about in that weird rant. For Chapter 102, Bang Tidy. It was a really good show. Really, really fun. Love the tram shed. Very, very cool venue.
Yeah, like Progress said, it's got that garage vibes, and
yeah.
I couldn't agree more once I saw that.
There's not a bad view in the entire place. I will say that as well.
Yeah, it's small enough to be intimate, but it's not too small that it feels small, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like it's all of it's a big money winner. We also we had we're talking about the pre-show, but I'm talking about this time because it was two guys from Dragon Pro. So it was Josh Holly, who came out to he's basically a Buddy Holly gimmicked wrestler thing. To the point where I just shouted out, is he meant to be Glenn Joseph's son?
It could be the reason he was picked.
Defeating Thomas Winter. It was a good match. I said you could tell they were trainees. Like there was a lot of buffering and a lot of like stuff that needs tightening up, but they were pretty good. Both pretty good.
Yeah. Josh has been doing it a while, but his development has really sort of progressed the past like year or so. And Thomas Winter's maybe only in his second year of wrestling at the very most. So even though like Josh has been doing it a while, they're still quite early on in careers.
Yeah. We then open up with Chris Ridgway defeating Elijah. This was a great opener. Really, really good match.
Yeah, just a sort of... It was almost like the... we can praise Progress here for what we used to praise Impact for, and having those absolute banger of openers.
Yeah. Elijah killed it. Like, we've spoken to how good Elijah is, and Elijah should have been in Progress a while ago. I love Riddy. Chris Ridgway was great in this. I love that they're letting him utilize his like heel persona, like the Noah stuff, the Stinger stuff, where he's allowing to be a bit more charismatic, being a bit more of a shithouse, taking the Zack Sabre Jr. style route.
Or just show some character.
He was good. I'm pretty sure, like, even you must admit he was pretty good in this match, even with character and wrestling-wise.
Yeah, it was alright.
You bastard.
I only fell asleep 3 times, so...
Then we had the Proteus title match, Paul Robinson defeating Danny Jones by TKO. I said this was like probably my second favourite defence he's had. This was really, really good.
Yeah, I was genuinely sort of feeling during the match that Danny Jones was going to win the title.
Yeah. He made it very believable. Really, really good. Robbo fully embraced that he was going to be the bad guy in this, which was great. I was one of 3 people cheering on Paul Robinson in the tram shed. And yeah, Paul Robinson won with a punch to the dick. They kept shouting him to do. So I went, it's no DQ, Paul. Hit him in the bollocks. And then the hammer fist. To where I turned around to Dan and Mike and went, Essex 1, Wales 0. Because I'm a shit.
No, you're just a shitty shit. Shit.
I also heard the best chant ever, which I'd never heard before.
Yeah, which is... But basically, if you're a rugby fan, you'd have known that.
Also, Bombing the Gerrant is like, if you went to a Fulham Cardiff game, you would hear this as well.
Yeah.
To the tune of Always Look on the Bright Side of Life is always shit on the English side of the bridge. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Just gold. Fried gold. Love it. Tremendous. We then go to Mark Andrews defeating Ilya Dragunov. Like I said, I've now completely turned around on Dragunov. I'm not saying he's like amazing, the best, but he's very, very good. And because he's built up a good base of very solid matches in promotions I see, so I'm not constantly being told how good he is in other places, I now can see the hype surrounding Ilya.
Yeah, I agree. You know, he's good, but he's not quite question mark level of good.
Is anyone the level of question mark good?
No, because nobody's a 10th degree black belt in Mongrovian karate.
No one is yet. People are getting close. Yeah, that's really, really good. Also, I've never been... Because we were at the front row. I've never been under the buckle as Mark's doing the shooting star.
No, nor have I, actually.
Genuinely terrifying, because it looks like he under-rotates every time. But he's not, because he lands it perfectly every time. But he seems to, like, just turn at the very last minute.
Yeah, but you get people do moves in different ways.
Yeah.
Like that with... You look at like the running cannonball to the corner. Travis Banks has got a really like fast ending to the flip.
Yeah.
Whereas somebody like Wild Boar is more or less flying through the air with his back to the person.
It's just one of those things. Like it just looks like he rotates a very minute. It's very, very scary to watch from underneath. Eddie then cut a promo, basically saying that they're going to get the Progress title back. Meanwhile, Gene Money starts handing out flags. It was like Eurovision, Michael.
Well, it was like last night at the Proms.
That as well. Right, are we going to cancel Progress social media, Adam, now?
Yeah.
He's not apologised yet, has he? So...
No.
Yeah, at Bacon Chin on Twitter, as you can all tweet him with hashtag cancelled.
DMing pictures of dicks.
The Sporting Goods shop, specifically, so it's even more confusing.
Or any sportsman called Dick.
Yeah.
There's a lot in America.
Or Dick Van Dyke as well. That's also acceptable. Yeah, so I had my flag in my hat because I was celebrating Gene. Adam comes over, runs up, drops it on the floor, and goes, "No! He stole our social media!" And I went, "You act like I'm not going to pick that up and put it back." So we need to scrunch it up and stamp on it. And I'm like, "What was that for?" And then he comes over and goes, "I'll get you another one." So,
Yeah, I was going to say, in all fairness, he did offer to get.
Yeah, immediate buy. But then again, actually, I can't. Maybe we'll semi-cancel him because in the opening match, the lights were hotter than the sun and were directly in our eyes. And Adam walked past and went, "Do you mean to ask him to turn the lights down?" I was like, "Can you?" And he got them turned down for us. Yeah, so you're only half cancelled, Adam. You owe me a flag. Even though I stole 2 at the end. I want a third one. Progress Tag Team title match. Devlin and Davis defeating the Anti-Fun Police. Again, another really good match, and there were parts in this match where I generally thought maybe they were going to switch the belts, because I thought they were going to do one. Normally when they debut in a new place, they at least switch one title belt.
Yeah, they normally do something to make those shows stand out, don't they?
Yeah, and I thought...
Didn't really get that, I guess.
And then I thought, maybe they're going to switch back because Devlin's now NXT Cruiserweight Champion, so he's not going to be around as much. So, but no, they... there were some very believable bits where I thought they were going to have Damo and Fed win the belts. But again, really, really good. Santos hanging with Devlin and Davis was impressive, I will give it. Dunn we know, but Santos hung with them, and so that was good to see.
Yeah, he's come a long way in, the almost 3 years since he debuted as Federales.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Progress Women's title match. I completely lost train of thought there for a second. Ginny defeated Danny Luna and Giselle Shaw. I said this to you. I said this to you. I don't know what happened there. Yes. This was Danny Luna and Giselle Shaw's best matches for Progress to date.
Yeah, definitely by a mile. I know it's only Giselle's second, but definitely for Danny, it was her best match. Yeah,
it was an interesting one because the Miko one was a very good coming out party for Danny Luna, but I feel like this was a superior. She was like a god in the tram shed. She was the biggest deal in that entire place. Giselle was great. Ginny, the confusing tale of whether Ginny's face or heel is going to run on for miles because she was a massive heel in the tram shed.
But it's the same as Robbo though. It's Bizarro land. It's like Canada for WWE in 1997.
Yeah, it's Bizarro world, isn't it? But really, really good. Really recommend it. And everyone looked great. There was no 450s, and there was a Beyblade, which was good to see. Then we get to the main event. Chris Brooks up against Cara Noir for the Progress Unified World title. Cara Noir defends, and this was full balls to the wall, attack style, madness, shithousery main event. I did say to me and Mike were sat together, holding hands, watching the show, and I said to him, we're gonna get loads of We're gonna get Nanigans, I think I said it was. And we did. There was loads of shenanigans. People ate shit on a dive, and we thought that Matt Richards had been completely taken out. There was, Lycos came in, and we thought, oh my god, maybe they are going to do a CM Punk thing. And you had Glenn standing up for the entire show, so I want to go back and listen to the commentary on this, because I imagine it was very, very good. And then you had, thumbtacks, and everyone cringed because you had Cara Noir walking through thumbtacks. They did the take a Foley spot into the tacks. We also were literally in front of Cara Noir as he kicked the ring post, and the man does not slow down when he kicks that ring post. He kicks it hard.
Yeah, but he flicked it with his toes.
Still, that's painful.
Yeah, not as painful as you'd like to think.
All right, next time I'm going to get you to kick something really, really hard. See how you like it.
I've got the accuracy to make sure I kick it with my toes.
I'll give you a ring post and somehow you'll miss. Hit a small child. But yeah, no, Cara Noir retained. Really, really good match. Cara Noir's back was cut up to fuck at the end of it. But yeah, really, really good. Highly recommend. I think they are going back to Cardiff. Not in the not too distant future, but
sounds like. Yeah.
But it was a very, very good show.
One of the reasons why they only announced the first half of the year outside of London.
Yeah.
Just to see how this one did. Not just down to reaction, but ticket sales as well. And I think it ticked all the boxes. It's really close to all the transport links for Cardiff. Hey, the venue's good. Everybody was happy. Then it's a winner.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
So, New Japan had the New Beginning. They've been going all across the US for the New Beginning tour in the US, and they had the New Beginning in Sapporo this past weekend. The biggest thing we're going to start off with is a rant because the GOD beat Finjuice for the tag belts.
Yeah, well...
For fuck's sake.
I kind of feel like I get why they did it, because they wanted to do something big on these shows to give people the mentality that, you know, these things can happen when they do tour in America, and it's not just going to be glorified house shows like you get with WWE.
Yeah.
But this was the wrong title to have had change hands.
Yeah, it's like, stop putting the... I love the GOD. I love Tamatonga and Tangaloa. They're great. But you're Briscoe in the tag division, man. Like, it's just... You had a chance to completely branch out and start a new, like, legacy of this tag division with Finn and Juice Robinson. Good team, solid team, great team. And they've just reverted back to GOD. And I guarantee the next match is going to be GOD against the LIJ, like it's been for the last 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
So I hope that Finn Juice are winning the belts back at in Osaka. But I doubt it. Because, like we said before, the biggest issue with New Japan is that Gedo has his favourites. And he sticks to those favourites constantly. However, New Beginning Sapporo, I unfortunately not had a chance to watch it. I was going to try and watch it yesterday, but life got in the way. It's been a very busy few weeks. I've not had a chance to watch it. I know you've watched a bit. Have you watched a bit of it?
I have watched a bit of it.
Yeah.
Not an incredible amount, to be honest.
I saw I've seen like a little clip of an exchange between Zack and Will. Apparently that match was very, very good.
Yeah, that I have seen. That was fantastic. And it was just great to see Will have a British-style wrestling match.
Yeah.
I think really...
It'd be great if they had another match coming very soon that I'm going to be at, so...
No, it's been cancelled because of Brexit.
Oh, damn it! Boris Johnson! And to the shock of no one, Hiroki Goto lost the Never Openweight title on his first defence, losing to Shingo, because Hiroki Goto can never be taken seriously, ever.
Yeah, well, he is legitimately the Never champion.
Yeah, it's just... I do feel like that Gedo gets backstage. I imagine at every Wrestle Kingdom when he wins the Never Openweight title, he gets literally through the curtain and Gedo goes, "You're losing it at the next show." Just to see if he can make him cry before he hits the locker room.
I can just imagine that Gedo sits in the back and just laughs every time he wins the belt.
Yeah. He just walks in and goes, "What pay-per-view am I losing at this time?" Is that the next one? Why? 'Cause funny.
It's like all the boys in the back run a fucking book on when he's actually going to lose it.
It's like that bit from the In-Betweeners. I should turn out with Gedo and thing. What'd you do that for? Funny. Yeah, but Shingo winning the belt makes sense because he's literally the most open weight wrestler they have.
Yeah, oh yeah, completely. You know, we joked about it when he was in the junior division.
Yeah,
didn't we? And
the world's heaviest junior heavyweight.
Although they appear to be setting up Show as the next contender.
Yeah, because
very intriguing after their match from Super Juniors last year, which was incredible.
Yeah, so that's the person that I think they're looking. The Show's the big breakout of them two.
Yeah,
I imagine we'll get Show versus Joe that night. And the more muscular as well. So Shingo against Yo would be Shingo versus Show rather would be very, very, very good. Taichi didn't beat Okada, so what's the point in any of this?
Gator booking, isn't it? You know how it goes.
Yeah, he should. Taichi should have won in 3 minutes. Just repeated claw shots to the face.
In 2 seconds.
that good that it's a reverse pin. That takes back time. There was apparently there was 2 really, really good brawls with the weird teams of Okada and Moxley up against Zack and Taichi and Suzuki, and then the new 4 horsemen of Sho, Yo, Taguchi, and Moxley.
Yeah, and never a four horsemen never 4 names you'd normally say in the same sentence. Never even think you'd say in the same sentence.
I just realised that what the tag name for Taguchi and Moxley would be.
Okay.
Ass and titties.
Yeah. I'm here for that one.
And tell me, I want them to come out to ass, titties, ass and titties. Oh,
I agree with that.
Genuinely want to make that on 2K20 right now.
They also set up an intriguing match for Thursday's Korakuen show. On the road to
the road ones.
Yeah, so it's a 6-man tag for the Never Openweight Trios title, where you've got Robbie Eagles, Ishii, and oh god, I can't think who's their tag partner.
Goto?
I think it is Goto, actually. They're going to go against LIJ, and the Chaos team have actually beaten them twice in the run-up to the show already.
Yeah.
And Robbie Eagles has got the win in full both times, so they're clearly priming him for something.
Yeah, maybe he's the one who's going to be going up against we got Hiromu and Dragon Lee coming up at
On the weekend. Yeah.
Terrifying. Fucking terrifying.
It'll be fine. I think the Sunday, I can't remember, Sunday show I think will actually be really good.
Let's switch gears and talk about a show that you went to, Fight Club Pro. You went to the 20th Wrestle House.
Wow, I think it's the third one actually, but
it's called Wrestle House 20, so therefore I'm declaring it the 20th Wrestle House.
As in 2020.
You're 2020. So yeah, Fight Club Pro is back for 2020 as it was meant to be.
Most important thing, straight off. They've done renovations in Hangar, which is never a shock because they always have.
It's a warehouse, so it's always been renovated.
Yeah, but there's bars in there that move all the time.
Yeah,
it's just odd, but they've got heating and it works incredibly well.
So if anything, it's too hot now in there.
No, it's not. It's toasty.
It's toasty, a toasty feel, which I love.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a very interesting show. You had Lee Hunter defeating Jack Ball. Jack Ball's the one who just competed in the Young Lions Cup, wasn't he? And
fresh off competing representing Fight Club in the Young Lions Cup.
It's interesting to see Lee in a singles match because isn't Jim now back from injury?
He can wrestle after said injury, but he's not exactly
100% yet.
Full schedule. I believe he rehabbed the injury, but still needs the operation.
Interesting, very interesting.
So he can wrestle like twice a month, maybe, and that's the most he can do without the operation. We
saw the GYV, Zach Gibson and James Drake defeating the Young Guns, Ethan Allen and Luke Jacobs. How was this?
Ethan Allen and Luke Jacobs, the only way I can almost describe them, like, not only do they have some resemblance to these two that I'm going to mention, but like just in looks, but also in their styles. But it's kind of like watching a younger version, like pre-Ring of Honor version of Low-Ki and Bryan Danielson.
Interesting.
They've got a real fire to them, but also really interesting skill sets. So I'm excited to see more of them, and they really, really stood out on this.
Cool.
This whole card was very much
building for the future.
Established guys making other guys look great.
Also, didn't GYV announce on the microphone that they are dialing back the indie dates? It looks like. Yeah,
Zach Gibson did say that this was one of their remaining UK independent dates. So,
where could they be?
They're going to be going exclusive somewhere in some way.
Are they going to be joining 5-Star Wrestling, the resurgence of? Who knows? Only time will tell. Ricky Shane Page defeated Eddie Kingston in a no DQ match. I imagine this was plunder and blood ahoy.
It was a little bit disappointing. It didn't quite have like the zip and sort of gusto that you normally expect a match with these two to have. I think Eddie did get a bit injured early in the match, and it kind of ruined the vibe. And Ricky the night before had wrestled 3 death matches, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Travis Banks was unable to compete, so a tag match was changed. So we had OGMO, Amari, and Connor Mills going up against, finally, Michael, man like Darius.
They finally, Martin Zaki picked up his phone and finally dialed the 0121.
And he's like, can you get here? He's like, yes, I literally live 5 minutes away.
He's like, the train from Birmingham is 15 minutes. Of course I can.
The thing is, though, I'm imagining, the bit in Anchorman where he calls the news team and they're literally next to him in the bar.
Yeah.
He goes, someone get man like Darius on the phone. He just turns around and man like Darius is literally, he goes, I'm right here, boss. I'm over here. But Darius,
you probably found Darius on sound.
just pressing the wrong recording over the show with his own mixtape. But Darius picked up the win against OGMO, Amari, and Connor Mills, so good for him.
Got an amazing reception as well, but all the guys look brilliant in this, unsurprisingly.
Did he come out to Maloney's theme, or is it his own one?
No, he's got, there's like an 0121 song there is.
Oh, okay, cool. Jordan Devlin defeated Chuck Mambo. Did Devo bring out his NXT Cruiserweight Championship belt thing?
He did. He played it really subtly. I meant to tell you this on Sunday. So he came out, hands in the pocket of his jacket, and obviously couldn't see anything, and then left it a couple of seconds and just slid his hands up his body to reveal the belt underneath, which colour-wise matched his gear. So
nice. Little sneaky underneath.
It makes them a good tag team. That's all I'm going to say. Devlin full absolute shithouse in this.
Great,
amazing.
Tremendous. I love shithouse.
But again, made Mambo look amazing. So
yeah. And then the final farewell. Well, for this year at least, Schadenfreude were allowed to come back. In a nice little epilogue to their feud, where Fight Club Pro were like, no, we believe you had stood up for what you believe in. We want you to come back and say goodbye. Chris Brooks, Carl Fletcher, and Kid Lycos 2. It's canon, people. It's canon in Fight Club Pro. Kid Lycos 2's a thing. Defeating Mustache Mountain and Dan Maloney via pinfall. How was it? How is Kid Lycos 2 teaming with Brooks?
More of viewing Kid Lycos 2 in like isolation. He's got all the mannerisms of Kid Lycos, like just all like the little shithouse things he used to do, and the way he would clap when Chris does something like illegal or dodgy. The Spanish Fly is basically it's like watching Kid Lycos 1 do it. Yeah, it works really well. But then also having Kid Lycos 1 on the outside is just hilarious, because he's sort of just remonstrating that he taught Kid Lycos 2 how to do particular moves.
Like a dad, like a proud dad. Also, I love we are now calling Kid Lycos 1.
It's just for clarity.
It's like the PlayStation. When the PlayStation came out, it was the PlayStation, and then when the PS2 came out, it's like calling the PS1. So now it's Kid Lycos 1.
Yeah, but you think it's kind of, we don't call Tiger Mask 4, do we?
No, you don't. But it just makes me laugh calling him Kid.
We should call him Kid Lycos 1, and Kid Lycos 2 should just be called Kid Lycos.
We'll have to see. We need a Chris Brooks too. We said before, we know who that should be. It should be Mad Kurt. Square Go this past weekend happened as well. I've not had a chance to watch it yet. Hopefully I'm going to get a chance to watch it in the next week or so. We had big return. We had DCT return. It got into a brawl with Jackie Polo, who apparently is now called Justin Jackson. I don't understand. I need to watch it to understand what was going on there. We got a whole bunch of new champions. Some I was confused with. Liam Thompson defeated Leighton Buzzard for the 0G Championship, which I'm confused by because they're pushing Leighton Buzzard. But whatever, Liam Thompson's great. The Fight Network defeated The Purge for the tag belt, so Luke King Shops finally got some gold. Happy days. However, they were attacked by Kenny Williams and Mark Coffey, so apparently that's going to be a team in ICW potentially going forward. The one that I am not particularly happy about is Noam Dar defeating Stevie Boy for the ICW World Heavyweight Championship, because Stevie Boy's just got the belt, and he deserves it. He's one of the best wrestlers. He would be doing a lot more if it wasn't for his knee injury last year. And they've given the belt over to the lad that's come over from NXT UK. And it seems a bit of a waste, to be honest, to just strip the belt straight over to Noam Dar. I've not seen the match, but it still bothers me a little bit. It irks me, Michael.
Yeah, I find it's always quite difficult because we don't know where they're going,
Yeah.
and it could be technically like the best storyline we're going into now from it. Like Dark could end up being champion for 18 months and having match after match after match that is amazing.
Yeah, I'm fully prepared to be proved wrong. I love Stevie Boy so much, and I felt like he deserved.
The other thing is Stevie Boy could be going somewhere or doing something.
Well, hopefully. The Square Go match was won by Kez Evans. The Square Go match had a lot of big names in it, so I'm actually really, really interested in checking that out. So hopefully I'll check it out in the next week or two.
TWM Podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly themed monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. Now, if you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free autographed item inside your first crate. Now, WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for a free autographed item, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
Quickly talk about the show that when this comes out will literally be happening right now. Attack Pro Wrestling, Chris Brooks' farewell from Attack for this year. He's having his farewell match. They've not announced who it is, but knowing how this podcast works, it would have been announced by the time that this comes out.
No, I think they'll leave it till it happens tomorrow.
Trent Seven's Open Challenge. I hope they don't combine the two. We just have Trent versus Chris, because that would be a cop-out. Cara Noir against Carl Fletcher. The 0121 against the Ring Crew Express. I think that's for the tag belts, isn't it? So
yeah, so it's a return match. They 0-2 and getting their rematch.
Nico and Mambo, 2 out of 3 falls, which I am hyped for. It's going to be very, very good. And then Millie against Danny Luna. Millie McKenzie against Danny Luna in a really, really good match. We meant to have Tyler Bate, but he has been pulled out due to commitments. He's going to be on NXT this week.
He's going to wrestle Finn Balor.
He's going to do a move on Finn. TNT, you were there. I've not had a chance to write down results and stuff. I know Clint Margera won the DOA tournament. In so many words, how was the show?
It was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. In isolation, we had one non-tournament match where Kings of the North. It was the first time I got to see them in person. They're both of them together anyway. And they were scheduled to face GYV, with GYV being on NXT on Wednesday. They obviously couldn't make it back in time, and even if they had made it back in time, Zach Gibson wouldn't have had his gear, so that one goes down. They were replaced by the Anti-Fun Police, so they actually had a really, really fun match, which obviously they lost because there was too much fun, so they couldn't. They can't stop all the fun, can they? But yeah, it was great in terms of tournament. It was great to see Jimmy Lloyd wrestle in person. Clint got a huge sort of rub in this because he beat Spike Trevay in the first round. He then beat Jimmy Lloyd in the semi, and then beat Ricky Shane Page in the final. Which, if you're going to have somebody win it that wasn't either of those two, then you need to have them go through like that. Charlie Evans and Sasha Martina were amazing in this as well. Just to see them have those death matches, both against the sort of like the imports, really made them stand out. But Charlie made the call after her match that there should be a women's tournament like this, to which that brought out Molly Spartan and the rest of the She-Wolves. And she confirmed it, that they're going ahead to do it. So 2021's DOA tournament from TNT is going to be an all-women's affair, which surprisingly wasn't the biggest announcement on that show.
It wasn't. I'm gonna quickly just touch on this women's tournament. They've announced the 2021 DOA Deathmatch tournament is all women. So for you, let's go through this together. So it's an 8-person tournament, isn't it?
Yes.
So 8 people, 8 women. Let's book this. Let's go back and forth. Who's the first person on your list in that tournament?
As she asked for it, and I'll give you a layup. Well, she confirmed it, so Molly Spartan's going to be in there.
Then I'll go for the other one, which would make sense, which would be Charlie Evans. Which would make sense. So we've got 6 open. Well, we've got 6 pretty much open spots following this.
Yeah.
So who would you go for next?
Session Moth.
I'm going to be biased and say Casey Catal. Because yes,
Biased, but it will make sense.
it would make sense. Casey Catal. So we got 4 more. Could I? I'm actually no. I'll let you go first because my next one I've got in my head. So who else would you have in this?
I would pick Ivil from ICW.
Yeah, I'd go Lana Austin.
Interesting.
I reckon she'd fit in really well. So we've got 6 so far. So we got Molly Spartan, we've got Charlie Evans, we've got Session Moth Martina, we've got Casey Catal, we've got Ivil from ICW, and we've got Lana Austin. So who else? I think other people that would fit really, really well into a deathmatch tournament. The thing is, one, she's been signed to NXT UK, and I generally think if she wasn't signed, Danny Luna would have probably done it. But she's now obviously signed, so that's not happening.
She died on her way back to her home planet.
Yeah,
Millie McKenzie.
I was thinking Millie's and then you know what as well, to round it off, Shakara.
Yeah, maybe.
I reckon she would be definitely going for it, and that would be a fantastic tournament. You've got the one import, and then you've got 7 homegrown talents in there.
Yeah, I doubt Chigaro being there. I think it'll be more northern based.
I know. We're just spitballing here, guy. We're just having a look. The big news that came out of this show was from
Wrestling is cancelled.
No more death. It's all that horrible. Did you? By the way, have you seen my Twitter? I'll put it in the podcast post. Did you see the spot from the DDT outside match recently?
No.
Jun Kasai pushed someone's face into a buggy that had a bunch of puppies in it, and the puppies licked his face, and he sold it.
What a man!
What a deathmatch spot. That's the only spot that's going to happen. But DJ Hyde, are we learning a while? Lariat's up.
Always up.
They're always up. Hashtag dicks out for DJ. He announced that there will be a UK-based Tournament of Death in 2021. No date or location has been announced, but this is the first TOD style event outside of the US in a decade. That was when CZW teamed up with WXW back when they were a deathmatch promotion for TOD versus Gorefest on November 7th, 2010 in Oberhausen, Germany. I'm so excited because genuinely WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom would all be lovely, but one of my goals in life was to go to a Tournament of Death. So I will be going to this. Oh yes, I will be going.
Do you not find this a little bit disappointing in the way that will you feel fulfilled to know that you haven't been to DJ Hyde's parents' back garden?
Well, I'm hoping the plan is DJ Hyde's going to buy a back garden. You know, like you can get a lordship by buying a plot of land.
Yeah, but it's like a 1 meter wide.
No, what this TOD is going to coincide with the latest episode of Who Do You Think You Are, where DJ Hyde finds out that he's got that he's related to
the royal family.
He's related to Ant and Dec as well, and they're going to use Declan Donnelly's back garden. No, I'm very excited. So very excited, and it gives a big scope to loads of people in the UK deathmatch scene to do this. So you've got your Clint Margera's, you've got your I imagine Drew would come back for it.
Drew definitely would. Yeah.
Drew Parker would come back for it. You've got Big Effing Joe does Rise as well. He did the TODO in the.
He did last year. I imagine they'll bring a couple of names over, so we'll probably get like
Jimmy Lloyd, Brandon Kirk,
Masada.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be great to see Masada in person. Be well happy with that. And then you got like things. You got a bunch of you got outside. I know he's not exactly persona non grata in Brit Rest at the moment, but I would not be shocked if they did this and Eva got himself involved.
Yeah, it's very, very possible.
Trevay does love this shit, so would love to see.
I'm sure if he's allowed to do it, Jimmy would come back and do it as well.
Yeah, Jimmy. If they can get Jimmy back for it, and then we might even get a female in there as well. We might get Moth or Chevs in there as well. But yeah, no, very, very excited. Like, I'm very, very happy, and I will be definitely going to that wherever it happens. Deej, if you're listening, save me a ticket. I'm on my way. And now for something completely different, because Ring of Honor are bringing back the Pure title. They've announced they're doing a tournament for it after I think everyone's just complained and bitched that they should bring back the belt. So yeah, they're going to do a tournament for the champion. Who should win it? I'm going to throw that to you, Mike.
There's only one man for me.
Is it the question
Beer
mark?
City Bruiser.
Beer City Bruiser. For me, Eli Isom. Tell you shouldn't win it. Jonathan Gresham.
Yes, you shouldn't.
You know why?
I actually mean that.
You genuinely want the Beer City Bruiser to win the Pure title.
No, I don't think Gresham is the right first champion off.
No. It doesn't make it. It would be literally having the Pure champion being held by the most pure wrestler in regards of wrestling talent. I would. Tracy Williams would be my first serious choice.
Yeah, that's a really good shout. I think this could also be an opportunity to Ring of Honor to bring somebody in from outside the company that could make something. There's nobody in particular that I can think of, but I think it offers them an opportunity to
go get Jordan Breaks, you cowards. Skins would be another shout as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Get him out of the stupid fucking street fights he's constantly having. But I reckon Tracy Williams is a proper bet for it. Anthony Henry has left Evolve. He wasn't particularly happy wrestling. I think his statement said he wasn't happy wrestling in the whole NXT quasi situation, so he's going to find his fortune elsewhere. And where's he end up? Progress. Which just made me laugh.
Well, then again, I'm sure Progress didn't. I'm sure he wasn't made to pay his own way to get to NXT UK like he would have if he was an extra on NXT.
Yeah. Maybe
fuck you, Gabe.
Fuck you, Gabe. Courtesy of Max Barsky. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to see the Horseman, but it's very, very funny that that he left and then he's been signed. He's working for Progress. Two stories to warm the heart, the cockles of your heart, the sub-cockle region. At Dragon Gate, at the Toromon reunion, a certain person did a run-in. And when that person, Matt Richards, ran in and ate bread.
It exploded.
It's like a Kira, the end of a Kira. Yeah, and this person did a run-in, and what happened is Edge got home, went on Twitter, sighed, and went, well, I've been overshadowed, because Milano Collection did a run-in at Dragon Gate.
He did more than a run-in, didn't he, though? He just fucked everyone up.
He did he did a wrestle. He did he did the stop Inzaguri, he was doing forearms, he locked someone up in the Paradise Lock. It's just, it warms your heart. It's just, I want to put Edge's theme over Milano going into those moves.
If you're really good at video editing, you would have done. You'd take Edge's entrance and put Milano over his body.
Although what I do, when they cut to the crowd, when Edge misses the spear, just cut to Milano putting someone in the Paradise Lock instead. Yeah, no, very. I'd be I know, he obviously he's retired and stuff because it was a neck problem, wasn't it? Milano, a really serious neck injury. But it's nice to see him come back and do some bits, because 2020 is the year where all our favourites come back.
So basically, does that mean I'm going to get the Jim Lee Matt Richards match?
Yes, it's going to be the main event of Super Strong Style to be the final. Speaking of dream matches, and this is the perfect way to wrap things up, Joey Janela did a thing.
Well, can I just slide in before you say this.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought I was having a dream when I read the message from you regarding this match because it didn't seem real.
Yeah, so I was just casually scrolling through Twitter after the big game, the ball orgy, the sexy man rumble. There was a Super Bowl. We're not going to get in trouble for saying it now. The shit's over. I can say the shit's over because my team won in it. And I watched a video which was profiling a match at Spring Break 4, which is Minoru Suzuki taking on Orange Cassidy. Oh my god.
Now, see, this is going to be amazing, full stop.
Yes.
But do you know why it's going to be amazing?
Tell me why, because there are several reasons.
Well, I think the biggest reason is a huge chunk of people have forgotten that Minoru Suzuki has done a lot of comedy matches.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, well, that tweet they're going around like, oh, Minoru Suzuki's like one of 5 people left that still has Mystique and you're going to have him wrestle Orange Cassidy. And everyone's like, if you never watched him in like DDT or Kaid, the man is all about the silly when he's not slapping people in the face.
Literally, before we started recording, New Japan have updated the backstage videos from the promos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
After the 8-man tag on Sunday's show, Moxley comes to the back in the middle of the Suzuki-kun interview, starts talking shit to him. They start forearming each other. Moxley stops it, kisses Suzuki on the head, laughs at him, and then they carry on forearming each other.
Also, remember, one of Minoru Suzuki's biggest feuds has been with the Mechanical Mummy.
Exactly.
Who he exploded by pile driving him in a river.
And what an explosion it was.
Yeah, like, I literally, funny enough, breaking kayfabe here, I recorded Raw Talk, the Raw podcast, before we did this. Because I said we're recording on Tuesday. And I said that Drew versus Brock is like the first time in a long time, like one of the first time I've been like, the match I'm most excited for is at WrestleMania. It's the main event. Like Drew and Brock, I'm really excited to see. This is the match I'm most excited to see now. It's Minoru against Orange Cassidy, because it's going to be brilliant, because either one of two things. Minoru is going to go all out ridiculous comedy, and the show is going to end, or the match is going to end, with Minoru doing the thumbs up wearing sunglasses, and I'm going to die.
No, that is going to end that way.
Yeah.
And then he's going to just pose with the glasses on. And then he's just going to do his laugh, and then he's going to walk off.
Or
still with the glasses on.
Or Orange Cassidy is going to fucking steal the show with Minoru Suzuki, and it's going to piss so many people off.
And then people are going to go, oh my god, he can really wrestle.
Yeah, it's almost as if they are doing long-form storytelling in the company he's in, because the people that have hired him have watched his stuff in wrestling and goes, oh, you build him up and build him up and build him up, and then he's going to like... I'm telling you now, and I know we don't talk about AEW, Orange Cassidy is going to have a like match of the year classic with Jericho for that belt sometime this year, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, it's going to be out of this world. Yeah, I'm so excited for that match. And then they've still not announced what Muta, what Ospreay, and what Alex Shelley are doing.
Yeah, in other Mania weekend news, I know they've announced that Dan Maff and Jeff Cobb will be tagging up against Taiji Shimori and...
Is it Kenta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which then makes me wonder, what have they got... oh no, he's not... ELP's not on the shows, is he?
No, I think he's on that. He's not been announced for Super Card of Honor yet. He'll be there, but he's not been announced. Also, Killer Kelly's been announced for Bloodsport as well.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, that is.
Yeah, because
it's nice to see her.
But a lot of people are saying she's still NXT UK talent, but I don't think if she's part of Bloodsport.
I would, the way I understand it is she is one of. Do you know how Danny Luna only signed officially with NXT UK as of Friday last week?
Yeah.
So before that, she was on like the per appearance deal, the same way that Candy Floss was, and a number of others have been.
Yeah,
I think that's the sort of deal she's on. So as long as she's got a contract per se with WWE, but they've got like first refusal. So she has a set of dates that NXT UK have, in theory, booked her for.
And
outside of that, she can do whatever she wants under whatever terms they've got it.
Yeah, and also Bloodsport is one of those things that fucking Regal loves. So
yeah,
he'll be there watching and enjoying.
He always is.
Yeah, that wraps up the Wrestling World Report. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. The Wrestling World Report for this week. If you want to get in touch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. You can subscribe to us, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Acast, TuneIn, YouTube. All that good stuff is all over there. Also, you can check out twm.news. You can read, right now, Lucy Openshaw's review of the DOA tournament. She wrote a lovely review for that. We've got loads of stuff coming up for New Japan and British wrestling in general as well. So please check all of that out at twm.news. Please use the Babyface app. Download the We Love Sport app. Go follow them at We Love Sport UK. Sign up to WrestleCrate.co.uk. Use the code TWM Wrestling for a free autographed item in your latest box. I think I've covered everything there.
Can I just throw this one out to you as we just talked WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah.
Signed for Pancakes and Pile Drivers 4, which is on the 4th of April.
Yes.
We have the tag team of the North.
Yes.
Taking on just casual Jordan Grace and Jessica Havoc.
Nice. That'll be fun.
So that's
a thing.
A little bit different.
Yeah. What a lovely way to wrap up. Mike, social media.
I don't know. Go follow DJ Hyde.
What is it? DJ Hyde 1? I feel like it is DJ Hyde 1. Don't know why I'd know. If I know his Twitter account off the top of my head, that's worrying. I'm at Matty ID. We are at TWM Wrestle.
DJ Hyde _1.
Oh, so close. So close to knowing.
I don't follow him, but you should.
Yeah. He won't book us. Yeah, this has been the Wrestling World Report. Why am I struggling saying that today? Go and enjoy your local independent scene. Go and support independent professional wrestling, because it is some of the best wrestling in the world. We are at Attack Pro Wrestling right now, and we're enjoying it while you're listening to the end of this, or you listen to this after you've been to Attack yourself. If you have, I hope you saw us in